What is going on, guys? So starting this video off around 12 o'clock Saturday. The engine mounts are supposed to come today, so hopefully I can get pretty much everything I need done in this engine bay. Essentially all I've been doing today is taking my Dremel and grinding off like where these ground points go. I'm trying to make sure I clean all of those off really good, get those remounted, get the fuse box remounted, hang the wiring harnesses back to their original locations. There's some grounding that has to happen up front, and yeah, then we'll be able to focus our attention hopefully on the engine and trans. Maybe we can get those two mated with the new clutch. Alrighty guys, so this is pretty much where I'm gonna stop at as far as assembling the engine bay part of things. I really don't have too much left aside from I gotta get this ground wire part smoothed out so I can bolt that back up. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Really the only thing left to do to the engine is I only got about 3 trans bolts in, got that bolted up, and all I gotta do is put the rest of those in with the T-bracket and install the wiring harness onto it and swap out that distributor for the 94 one, and we'll be good to throw this baby in the car. I've been out here for a long time now. It's going on like 7:30, and I came out here around, I want to say it was like 11:30 or something. So it's been 8 hours straight, like haven't eaten anything or nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night out here. We got the mount bolted up on here, so that's looking good. 3 bolts holding it, and you can see I cut enough away to where the timing belt does not, like it goes in between it, does not hit it. So yeah, everything's looking really mint there, and this engine's looking beautiful. So again, we'll do the valve cover as soon as we get the car situated, get the engine in, we'll do the valve cover. But yeah, I guess I'll catch y'all in the next clip when we start doing the wiring.
I've been driving on E just to clear my mind. Too much been going on, so I took a drive. I know I gotta stop for gas, but in due time, I guess I'm tryna push my car until it flatlines. I've been driving on E just to clear my mind. Too much been going on, so I took a drive. I know I gotta stop for gas, but in due time, I guess I'm tryna push my car until it flatlines. It flatlines. Listen, I'm stressed out and I'm contemplating on what to do. I wanna quit, but I'm worried about the bills due. And I've been searching and calling places for something new. When they pick up, they just tell me they'll call me back soon. I'm frustrated, I really need explanations on why I keep getting jobs that only offer low wages. And God, I'm not saying that I'm not grateful, I'm just saying I want
to kind of be as thorough as possible and make sure that I try to let you guys know exactly what you're gonna have to change out as far as making this CB7 wire harness work with this F23 engine. So just taking off the rest of this broken stuff and the stuff that was on the JDM car. A lot of importers will leave that stuff on. They just kind of cut stuff, so you end up with like little piece of throttle cables here and there, and various plugs like pigtails for different sensors and stuff. And you just got to get all of that out your way so that you can start putting all your fresh, well, your stuff from the actual car on it. So I just got that out the way, and as you can see, this is kind of beat up. We get that out. And one of the first things that's the main biggest issues with OBD1 and OBD2 are the actual injectors and the plug outs with these little plugs that go to them. The OBD1 injectors usually use this style with the little spring-loaded wire clip that you have to use a screwdriver and just plug it back. And then the OBD2 uses this little pinch plug style. It's just made a little different. It's got the two side pieces that you push together to get it off. And really, a lot of people always comment and say this on my videos, and I just I'm trying to tell you, it's not that difficult to do what I do, like as far as rewiring it, and it's always better to use the newer style injectors just because it's less miles, it's a newer technology, it's gonna flow the best. So that's why I always cut open the stock harness and use those. Now you can take all of this nice newer fuel rail and stuff off and use the old CB7 rail and injectors, and you could do that and not have to make the custom fuel line that I did and all of the extra stuff. But I don't know why, I have always just enjoyed having all of the newer technologies. That's my main reason for when I swap engines. If you go back and look through all of my videos, I never swap to an older engine. I always swap up to a newer engine, like OBD2 style. I never swap out for like another OBD1 engine or nothing. I always try to upgrade, and so in doing so, I've found that it's best to use everything available to you to make the best of it. So I'm just opening up this little case here. If you're watching this, please watch the entire video, please, because a lot of people ask me the same questions over and over and over, and I'm doing this stuff. I try not to do it like this so much because I know a lot of people kind of don't have the patience to watch a long video, drawn out video like this, but man, like the questions people ask me, and I be trying to show you guys. It's better to show you than tell you, but I don't know. It's hit or miss for YouTube. It's like you can't please everybody, but yeah. So here are all the injectors, well, the injector plugs, and really all you have to do is strip back all of these wire. What I try to do, because I don't ever really plan on going back to OBD1, so I'll cut it pretty close, but not so close that you can't reuse this, but I cut it pretty darn close because I don't really plan on going back to this style. So I try to leave as much wire on this end as I can so that it makes me have even longer wire, so it's easier to maneuver them in the engine bay. But yeah, all you do is just peel this back some. This is what we're looking at. So I have, this back some. So this is the first injector that we're doing. And if you notice, there's a brown wire that matches, and then there's a yellow and black wire, and this one has a red and black wire. Those wires will be the ones that you match up all the way across, no matter what. So the yellow and black gonna always go with the red and black, and then you'll have the brown and brown match, right? So that's how that one will work. So the brown will go to brown, and then the red will go to the yellow, because on the newer ones, the yellow is the constant one that goes all the way across. Because on these CBs and like OBD1 cars, it's this red and black that stays the same. So you see how that's a yellow and black and red and black and a brown and brown? With this next one, you'll see we got a solid red wire, and then we got the red and black. Remember what I told you about the red and black? It's gonna always go with the yellow and black. So the one with the black stripe always go together, and then you notice it's a solid red wire that'll line up with the solid red wire. I know it might sound really complicated, but it's that simple, guys. The solid wires are always match up with, you know, the other solid wires. So you see that's a red and this is a red. These two reds go together, and then the yellow and black and the red and black goes together. Just like that. And then we'll move on to the next. This is always the trickiest one because the two colors are the same. But don't worry, you're gonna see the same thing on that harness. There's two yellows that'll be the same, but one will have the stripe and one will be solid. The solid color is the one that you'll put with the matching solid color on this one, and then the one with the stripe will go with the one with the stripe on that one. I know, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's hard to explain, guys, but I promise you, it's really that simple. On this one, we got a blue wire, and then we got that red and black. So we pull the next injector, pigtail, and voila, what do you have? A solid blue one, and then the yellow and black, which will go with the red and black. See what I mean? So the solid blue one and the solid blue one, and then the red and black goes with the yellow and black. And then finally, it'll be the last one. This is that one like we had the red and red on this one. This is the trick one for the F23 engine. So we'll get that one. And if you look here, you got two colors that are about the same, but remember that one with the black stripe is the one that goes with the red and the black stripe. See the black stripe there and the black stripe there. So these two go together, and then the solid colors line up. Solid yellow. So for a recap, every color has its own solid color, and that's the one that'll match up with that one. So you got the yellow here, that'll match. On the next injector, you got the blue, that'll match with that blue. And then on the next one, you got the red, which is the trick one on this harness. So you got this solid red, and then you got the red with a stripe, and then bam, you got your solid red that'll match up, and then you got your yellow with the stripe that'll match with the red with the stripe. And finally, you got your brown. So there's the brown right there, and this harness, this little pigtail has a solid brown. That brown will match with that brown, and then the red with the black stripe will match with the yellow with the black stripe. It's that simple, guys. You just match them all up that way, and you'll be converted your injectors over to OBD2 style. And once you do that, that's pretty much the only thing that you have to change. I am gonna be running the OBD1 alternator just because that's the one I have. The new engine, yeah, it came with an OBD2 alternator, but as long as I know that one works, I'll use that. If it ever fails on me, I'll just cut these plugs and redo them to the OBD2 style and run an OBD2 alt. But as long as it works, I'm not gonna mess with it. So here's where we are so far. I really wanted to get this engine actually in the car before I threw this video up, but it's Thursday, and I really want to give y'all a video for tomorrow. So unfortunately, we're gonna just have to stop here, and I'm gonna just go over exactly what I've been working on. For some reason, it's taking me longer on this engine than any H swap that I've ever done. And I don't understand exactly why, but there are a few tricky things to getting this engine to work, and it's saving me a lot more money because I'm not having to really buy stuff, but it's just tedious because you gotta look up, you gotta figure out exactly what you need to do. And hopefully, if you watch this video all the way through, and you wanna do this swap, hopefully I'm helping you out, because I don't know, to my knowledge, if there's a whole lot of people doing this swap on YouTube for CB7. So I'm trying to give y'all the most knowledge I can, and that's kind of costing me as far as making progress. So you know, if you don't like a whole bunch of talking and me explaining things, I do apologize, but oftentimes I do tend to fly through this stuff and just get the job done and then show y'all the finished product, and then I have a whole bunch of questions on how do you do this and how do you do that. So trying to go over this stuff. So here we go. First and foremost, this is a 94-95 F22B1, the VTEC version of this, just F22 distributor, and it does work. It's plugged in, everything looks you know, functional. We do have the wire, the plug-in for the external coil still sitting here, but I want to say these are internal coil. I gotta check it before I'm gonna end up whacking this up and just putting all the wires together to make it just shoot fire straight to the distributor. But I gotta check. I still have the coil laying over there somewhere, so in case I need it, I will put it back in here and maybe tuck it somewhere out of the way so that you don't really notice it, because I can't stand coils for some reason. I just don't like the look. But yeah, that took care of the issue with trying to get this plug to work, so no raw wire harness needed. Just slap that baby on there. These have a 3-prong distributor, these have a 2-prong, but there is a 3rd prong actually on the engine, so it'll bolt all 3 prongs up. Next thing I did was I did have to split this CB7 wire harness open a little bit to get this wire to reach to where it needs to go, as well as have the amount of slack needed to get these up here to where the starter is. So the oil sending unit plug right in on this. Everything reaches as far as the alternator and stuff, so that's no issue there. I know y'all were really looking forward to seeing it go in the car. I'm gonna probably drop this tomorrow, and then on top of that, tomorrow night when I get off work, I'm gonna come back, hustle this out, try to get this engine in, and then I'll drop that video on Saturday of getting it in the car. And then from there, I'll try to get it fired up and stuff, and we'll be back on schedule as far as like getting this thing running. I did hit James up and tell him, go ahead and try to put me in for a tune date, just cause I know he's busy, but he didn't get back to me yet, so I might just have to hit him up again and see what's up, cause the tune dates kind of push me to get stuff done faster. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm sorry, I do apologize if it was not exactly what you wanted, but we are making progress, and progress is better than no progress, as my boy Young Static would say. So that being said, please leave a like if you enjoyed the actual learning stuff in it, and make sure you subscribe if you're new.